Alright, so today we are showcasing the newest and most broken character in the game, Bleach Brave Souls, that being the new Quincy Ichigo, aka the renewed version of Ichigo. This character, I'm not gonna lie, is actually pretty exciting for not only being a very powerful and fun-looking character, it's also a long-awaited remake for a character that a lot of us have been wanting to play in the game, Bleach Brave Souls. And the reason why I say that is because the last one that came out, basically, 5 or so years ago at this point, was terrible. He was always bad on release, and for such a cool design of a character, it was kind of wasted on that particular character that came out all those years ago. So to get a new version of this Ichigo with some updated visuals and a more relevant skill set for the game, this is already setting up to be one of the more exciting moments of the year 2023. This is without doubt a redemption character, and I'm very excited to try him out today in this video. But for those wondering how good is this character, well, let's quickly explain it. He is a technique no affiliation character and comes with 2 killers, Hollow and also Human, so just like the anniversary characters and also the Aaroniero remake character that we did get a few months back, keeping up with tradition, he is being given 2 killers here, Hollow being really good and Human not being the greatest, but it's still a good killer nonetheless. 2 killers is always great in my opinion, and Human killer is actually really relevant right now because we do have IT that features human enemies. He is an SP based character with weakening and drain on every single attack. That's already, again, basically the best combination of status elements, and it gets even crazier because the damage output this character has is something that we've basically never seen before. And the reason for that is because he does have 20% more damage when at full stamina, which you can easily keep thanks to his weakening and drain, 20% strong attack damage that you give to your entire team, a 40% berserker with frenzy +2. And that in of itself is already great, but then he also comes with the spiritual pressure boost plus 80% skill. So when this character inflicts a status element, he then gets an 80% stat boost to his spiritual pressure stat. And if that wasn't crazy, he then has an increased chance of inflicting status elements against any speed enemy. This character is going to constantly be inflicting drain and also weakening, allowing him to do more damage, stay at full stamina super easy, and always proc that spiritual pressure boost. So his damage, despite having the requirement of inflicting a status element, is going to be very consistent. He then also comes with some good utility, Debilitator +5, Sharpshooter, Havoc +20%, and also Sprinter +2, and also for the first time, an extra 20% strong attack recharge for every technique character, and this applies once you move into another map. It's going to lower your current cooldown by 20%, so then you can have your strong attacks right up and ready to go for the first wave of the next room. This is something that I think a lot of us have been waiting for, a new broken Quincy Ichigo, so let's demonstrate his strengths in some content. Alright, so first up, we're going to take the character into the test play, mainly because he can beat it, and when a character can beat the test play, especially if they can beat it fast, it definitely shows how powerful they actually are. So in this case, all we're going to do is use our SA2. Look how beautiful that is, already inflicting the status element boost, letting us do more damage on our soul bomb and also strong attacks. We can use our soul bomb 3 times. Again, constantly healing. Use our SA3 here. There we go. Clean up a bunch of waves with that. And then we're going to use our SA1 like that. Push back the enemies. Use our Nad String. SA2, and that should go into the next wave. It does. Lovely. And now we're going to use our Nad String. Let the enemies get a tad bit closer to us. And then we can finish up with the SA1. Or maybe, I guess in this case, SA3. But there we go. Super easily done. We were able to clear this test play in just 40 seconds. And that wasn't even fast. Let's try that one more time. Alright, so attempt number 2. Let's go in. Use our SA2. It's such a good strong attack. Honestly, being able to just clear that many waves is actually so fun. Let's use our soul bomb once more. Probably could actually save the soul bomb, but I think we're actually fine with doing this. Let's use the SA1 now. Again, it's going to be the weakest part about his kit, but it's not really that big of a deal. And then we could just use our SA2. Already inflict the status element boost. Let's use our Nad String here, and then SA1, and that should kill them. Well, I guess the power enemy still alive because he did have attribute advantage there, but in this case, again, we were able to clear the test play in under 30 seconds. That is without a doubt one of the fastest clears when it comes to test play. You know, there have been faster, but this is still impressive. The strong attacks you have made that SA2 and 3 are really good for clearing content, multiple ways, for example, and the damage output that he has allows him to just do ridiculous amounts of damage to the point that we were able to clear his test play super quick. But jumping into IT, single player IT in this case. Firstly, let's quickly demonstrate his strong attacks, right? So firstly, his SA1 is going to be a pushback attack. I think the main point about that SA1 is that it does hit quite a few times, and it pretty much almost guarantees that if you do use it on a mob of enemies, you are going to inflict a status element, right? And when you do inflict a status element, for the most part, that SA1 is going to be doing a good job there, doing some respectable amount of damage, so it isn't really that bad. But again, it's definitely the weakest part about his kit. His SA2 is going to be a beam forward, and it just looks, again, really cool, but also going to be one of his main damage-dealing strong attacks, being able to do a lot of damage on multiple waves of enemies if you position it correctly. And then his SA3 is just going to be a full screen attack. And in that case, you can see there with the increased chance, we were able to instantly just heal back up to full stamina. This is ridiculous. Keep in mind, this character doesn't have Pierce Iron Skin. Obviously, he doesn't need it because he has an increased chance to inflict stats amounts. But we're just going to be able to go through IT super quick, especially in this particular case where he does have Killer. It's actually quite crazy how easy this was. Like, the damage numbers is mad. And then we're also healing up so much. The only bad thing about this character, in my opinion, is the fact that he wasn't given a status immunity. He's immune to no status amounts. But it's a way for Killer to balance characters like this. We've seen it with Retsu and also 7th Anniversary Uryu. If you have some ridiculous healing capabilities, they don't give you immunities. And I guess in this case, if we ever do get hit by paralysis and we're forced to take a bit of damage, it's perfectly fine because one strong attack later, we're going to heal back up to full stamina. In this case though, when we weren't even trying to clear fast, we got a 1 minute and 7 second clear time. So let's try that one more time and see if we can clear a tad bit faster. Alright, so you know the drill, we're going to use our SA1 to inflict the status amounts boost. Yes, we did. Lovely. Dodge that enemy. Didn't even mean to do that, but we'll take it. SA1 there. Use our Night String, and then we can use our SA2. Really good SA2. I love the visuals on that attack. It's definitely the highlight of the entire kit. A Blood Fiend type of attack is just really cool to see in my opinion. Let's, I guess, use our Soul Bomb here. Go into the next room with all our attacks. I haven't even been able to even see the 20%. Oh, beautiful. The 20%. I guess in this case, going into the final room, we had a 6-second cooldown on that SA2, and now it's on a 2-second cooldown. So it definitely does help, especially in single-player content, I would say, because this character is going to be clearing so fast. Being able to get that 20% recharge, it might not seem like a lot, but it's really going to help when you're just breezing through content like this, which is what the character was designed for. In this case, a 33-second clear time is really impressive. But maybe it's not. It's single-player IT. Single-player IT is easy, so let's demonstrate the character in a more appropriate place, that being Ultra Co-op IT. Alright, so jumping into Co-op IT then, let's see how he does perform. In this case, we're actually fortunate enough because we are a no affiliation character, so we are taking less damage here in the potential chance we do take any type of damage at all, right? Let's use our SA2 here. Look at that. It looks like we're doing around 13k per hit. With the SP boost, I'm not entirely too sure. Let's check again. Yeah, okay, it does like that, but that's, again, really impressive here. We're able to do a lot of damage to multiple waves of enemies here. I want to pay attention to the recharge that we're getting. It does seem quite significant because you can see there that our strong attack 2 is already back. If we didn't have that 20% recharge, we would have had to wait a few seconds for our strong attacks to come back. Let's use our SA2 there. That was the bosses. Oh my god. I didn't even know they spawned in and we just absolutely obliterated them. Ichigo, lads. Let's SA3 there. Into the 2. Has the bosses spawned in again? Okay, now they definitely spawned in. Let's just keep our distance a bit. SA1 into the 2. Okay, now they definitely spawned in. I thought they spawned in originally. 43k on our SA3. SA1 there. Finish up with the 2. 28k on the boss. Wow. And we didn't even take any damage whatsoever. So in this case, I'm going to use my SA1, and then that inflicts the spiritual pressure boost. Let's use our SA3. Almost completely annihilated those particular bosses. And with our Soul Bomb, our Harmonized Zero, using our powers from Quincy, Hollow Side, and also Soripa, we're able to do 80,000 damage with Frenzy plus 2. Oh my god. It's ridiculous. This character is insane. But I like it. He deserves to be insane, man. This character's been terrible for 5 years. He deserves this character. I'm so happy for this. In this case, we were able to clear IT in 1 minute and 26 seconds. Keep in mind, he is performing better than usual because he does have Killer here. But with 2 killers, it means he's going to have Killer more often than not. And even then, when he doesn't have Killer, he's still perfectly fine for any inheritance trials because the damage output that he has is already ridiculous. And then that increased chance to inflict stats against any speed enemy, it means he doesn't really care what enemy he's going against. He's going to be doing a lot of damage. Let's try that one more time though. This time though, we have an Uryu in our team just to get us that extra bit of strong attack damage here. And also, or I guess not because we already give it to ourselves, so it really doesn't matter. But I want to see if I can actually keep Uryu alive, which would be kind of funny if we can. He doesn't really have any appropriate, you know, links to keep him alive, but we'll just see how it goes, right? If we can, that's going to be quite impressive. Because this character, especially in IT, is definitely going to be a hard carry for super Linkster characters. So in this case, we just used our SA3. It comes back in 9 seconds. Going into the next stage, our SA2 is back, and the SA3 had like, what, a 4-second cooldown? Speaking of my SA3, kind of just wasted it there. Aaroniero already goes down. Like, we're killing the bosses before we even get a chance to even see them. Use my SA2 from afar. Was able to actually keep the Uryu alive. That's really good. Don't know how I'm doing it. I honestly thought he would have died to the first boss there. Bro, it's just so smooth using these strong attacks. And then we weakened here so we can be a bit carefree. Because if we do take damage, it doesn't matter. 50k. Oh, my God. It's crazy. It's crazy. This Ichigo is insane. Using that SA2 has probably got to be one of the most satisfying things to do in this entire game. Let's soul bomb here. Can we actually nuke through? I think we can. With the spiritual pressure boost, I believe we would be able to do. Yes, we can. And we don't even weaken defense. We don't even have weakened defense. If we did, we would have been able to do more damage on our soul bomb, and that would have allowed us to do even more damage after the soul bomb was done on our strong attacks. Potentially hit 100k. And with Frenzy +2, that's basically what, 300k on a strong attack hit? And you can see that we do a 5 times run. Again, he doesn't increase the drop rate of anything, which I'm fine with, to be honest. I kind of prefer characters like this that are just really fun to play around with, regardless if they increase the drop rate or not. I have enough materials in the game, so I usually just like to use characters I have fun with. In this case, I could definitely see myself carrying a bunch of IT sessions with this Ichigo. In this case, another very consistent run, 1 minute and 28 seconds. This definitely shows that he is one of the better, if not best, technical character in the entire game. The play time he has in basically any content is going to be insane. The utility he has too is also great. Being able to buff your team's strong attack damage and also allow them to get their strong attacks back a few seconds earlier is definitely going to be appreciated in co-op type of content, mainly inheritance trials. So last up, we're going to take Ichigo into the Zablo Epic Raid, already inflicting a status summon on our first strong attack. That's going to be great. Unfortunately, took a bit of damage here, but guess what? We're going to be able to use one strong attack, and we'll almost back up to full stamina. There we go. Already back up to full stamina, so, you know, you can afford to be a bit careless with this character because it really doesn't matter. Already going through the first phase in 30 seconds is actually quite good, but keep in mind, we're going to do a second run because I feel like I'm actually kind of messing up here, taking a bit of damage that I don't need to take. We're currently saving our soul bomb for the final stage because the final stage does actually summon these obstacles that we need to destroy, and if we don't, we get instant killed. So I'd rather save my soul bomb for that because I'm pretty sure we'll be able to go through that phase relatively easy. SA3 there, probably didn't need to do that, but it's fine because we're now going to use our soul bomb, get the weakened defense. Unfortunately, a bit of damage, but we're already back up to full stamina. Already got the SP boost active, lovely. And I think with these two strong attacks, we should be able to finish up. Look at that. Amazing. By himself, being able to do 15 million damage, especially with level 1 out of 5, this is base performance, right? It only gets better from here. Model looking absolutely clean. 1 minute and 11 second play time. That's really good, but I'm pretty confident we can get under 1 minute. We did mess up there a few times. Let's try that one more time. So going into it, let's use our SA2. That already inflicts a status summon. Absolutely lovely. And that's going to allow our first strong attack to hit really hard there. The awakening only activates for a few seconds. So I didn't want to use our strong attacks back to back just to get the most out of that short weakening periods. Going to save my SA2 and 3 because the SA1 should be able to go to the next phase. Lovely. There we go. Again, SA3, being able to do a lot of damage. Really smooth, strong attack. Nudge string, I'm actually leaning up on a bit. I really like his nudge string. About to go into the third phase. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to clear in 1 minute, but it could be a tad bit faster. So let's use our SA3 there, or our soul bomb. And this should be able to do it. So again, actually looks like a very similar and consistent play time. Surprisingly, we actually cleared a tad bit slower there, despite us taking no hits. But still, around a very similar play time. 1 minute and 14 seconds this time. 1 minute 11 seconds play time last time. Definitely is possible to get a sub 1 minute with this character in this epic raid. This account, for the most part, just doesn't have the most optimal links. My pets haven't been really worked on, so there's definitely a way you can push this to get under 1 minute. But still, regardless, being able to clear in 1 minute and 13 seconds is really, really good. Especially given the fact that his strong attack 1 really isn't the best for epic raid content, we were still able to pull through with our SA2 and even SA3 thanks to the skills that we do have. So with that said, lads, that was the video for today, trying out the new and renewed Quincy Ichigo. Definitely a redemption character. This is a character we've been waiting quite a while for, and I'm very excited to have him in the game, and also just to play with him. He's really fun to play with. The skills he has, absolutely broken. Frenzy +2 with the spiritual pressure boost is already insane in of itself, but then the fact he has a high berserker to go with that, bust his team, also has a super easy chance to inflict stats damage, just makes this character super fun and also very smooth to play around with. His visuals are great in my opinion, and it definitely holds up to the OG one. The OG one having one of the best soul bombs in the entire game. While I think the original Quincy Ichigo has a better soul bomb, the new one definitely isn't far behind, still having one of the better soul bombs in the entire game. So when you give me an updated Quincy Ichigo with some cool visuals, way better skills, of course I'm going to be happy. He's definitely a powerful character and someone you want to have in your account. But the great thing about this character too, just like the entire banner that he is in, is that they are all premium characters. So if you don't have him right now, that's perfectly fine. You can get him later down the line from summer tickets or when he becomes a filler in a future banner. He isn't going to be super rare like the usual limited characters, so the fact that we have more high-valued, really powerful premium characters in the game is always a great thing, especially for us as the players, because it means you will eventually get him and you will eventually get dupes of him. But I've been having a lot of fun with this character, so in the comments below, let me know how you like to feel about this new Quincy Ichigo remake. Did he get the redemption? Did he get the justice he finally deserves? And in my opinion, I would like to think so. Hope you lads enjoyed the video. I'll see you lads next time. Take care and peace.